Let's get them going. I see that I'm live, but I want to make sure my videos are good. What's up, guys? Justin R. Harris here. Let me click the link. And make sure the cameras are going back and forth like they're supposed to. You know, sometimes it does what it says it's going to do, and sometimes it doesn't do what it saes. You know, it's technology. Yeah, it just is what it is. Hey, but glad you guys were able to check in when you could. Business scenarios solved every single day based off the Daily Drucker. So with this one, I'm going to read it to you guys directly on this episode 282 so far. We are rocking through this. If you are watching this from episode 1 all the way through, good for you, because it's just conversation and innovative thinking. And so from here, like, subscribe, follow, so that I can keep doing these videos, even the littlest like here and there. I appreciate it. Right. All right. So here we go. Here's the deal. So this one is titled, so I put city budget, right? But you know, sometimes he goes in a tangent and he gets like into a conversation or a topic with things. Well, when you get this book, it's in the description below if you're on YouTube. When you get this book, you'll see some things he just kind of delivers the facts and he just gets you to think about it when he gets down to the action point. And then sometimes he gives you a relative story or scenario based on things that he can apply it to. And that's kind of what we do here for present day, right? To be able to apply. So let's just jump right in. He goes, until World War I, right? No government in history was ever able to obtain from its people more than a very small fraction of the country's national income, perhaps 5 or 6%. As long as revenues were known to be limited, governments, whether democracies or absolute monarchies like that of the Russian Tsars, operated under extreme restraints. These restraints made it impossible for the government to act as either a social or an economic agency. But since World War I, and even more noticeably since World War II, the budgeting process has meant, in effect, saying yes to everything. Under the new dispensation, which assumes that there are no economic limits to the revenues it can obtain, government becomes the master of civil society, able to mold and shape it through the power of the purse. Right? It can shape society in that politician's image. Worst of all, the fiscal state has become a pork barrel state, if you will. And he puts that in quotations. And he goes, the pork barrel state thus increasingly undermines the foundations of a free society. Follow me here. The elected representations fleece their constituents to enrich special interest groups and thereby to buy their votes. Sounds quite interesting, doesn't it? No one buys votes. What are you talking about, right? This is a denial of the concept of citizenship and is beginning to be seen as such. So we're seeing that, right? We all know that corporations with legislation help push and encourage votes, right? So let's not get political. This all goes there. Listen, if you really want someone to dislike you, right, start arguing politics and religion, and people just go on a tangent. We're not doing that here. So here's the action point. Draft a ballot petition for a balanced budget amendment in your city, including a limit to annual increases in property taxes, like Proposition 13 in California is a comparison, he says. Then go to city council meetings and evaluate expenditures against budget limitations. You'd be mind blown as to how they handle that. If you sit in any city's council meeting, you quickly find out who the village idiot is there, right? And then you also find out who are the Karens, if you will. They're just complaining, right? And then all these other topics that come up, you know, frivolous, and where people actually put their attention and how budgeting is actually determined in some of these cities. It's almost prehistoric, if you will. Thank you guys for checking in.